A very common question or almost complaint that I've gotten over the years that just doesn't seem to go away is I'll often recommend to people in their programs that um, I'm going to use the row as the example, or even pull ups or deadlifts or Romanian deadlifts, whatever. I recommend quite often, especially as people get stronger, that they use wrist straps. And people get all very uptight about that for some reason because all of a sudden everybody becomes very concerned that they're not training their grip hard enough, or that their grip is suddenly going to get weak if they use straps. So of course, if you don't use straps for any of these exercises, you're going to work your grip much harder. But my point is you're not doing these exercises to work your grip. If you want to work your grip, there's many different exercises that you can do to train that. Loaded carries and such things is just one real easy example. But when you're doing something, I'll use the row as the example. If your grip is, or if your grip is your main focus, or even close to being your main focus, there's a very good chance that you're not doing the exercise right. And that's the same that goes for deadlifts, pull-ups, whatever. Your grip is always the small muscles of the forearm are always going to be your weakest muscles. And in this example with the rows, well, you're trying to work your back, various muscles in your back, which are big, strong muscles. So why do I want to tax my forearms, the small muscles, as far as I can take them before they fail, and not tax the big muscles of my back? So what I try and get across to people is you're using straps because you essentially want to eliminate from your elbows to your hands in the motion. I want people to think of from the elbows to their fingertips as basically like ropes. What you're actually trying to do is pull with your elbows. And I can actually take my thumbs right off. If you've wrapped yourself up properly, I don't recommend doing this, it's not necessary, but I just hook in the end of my fingers, and then I concentrate on pulling with my elbows back and relaxing my forearms as much as I can. And just the weight of the machine itself, of the weight stack itself, that's going to hold the straps, and I'll never lose this grip. So I can do this and keep my form and work my lats, pull with my back, and my forearms will never tire out, and I'll never have to set it down because my forearms are burning. So that goes the same for pull downs as well. Think of this from here to here as being as dead as possible, if you will. So when you're pulling down, you're pulling with your elbows, and you could literally, like I said, it's not necessary, but you could have like 2 fingers on there and never lose your grip. I've used straps for many years on almost all of my pulling exercises, and even in my deadlifts, and I have to do deadlifts in competition. And when the time has come, usually for a couple of weeks before, I'll deadlift without straps. But other than that, I pretty much do all of my deadlifts with straps, because if I do too much deadlifting with an alternating grip, it begins to bother my shoulder. So I train all of my deadlifts double overhand. That's easier on my shoulder, and I use straps for that. And I've never missed a deadlift in competition, nor have I felt that my grip was compromised because of that. So as I said, if you think your grip needs more work, there's tons of ways to do that. There's tons of ways to make your grip stronger. But when you're doing your back work, your bicep work, I've seen people that are using straps for bicep work. I wouldn't recommend doing that. But doing your bicep work is going to work your forearms hard. It's gonna help your grip. But loaded carries and various pinch grip type stuff, there's a million things that you can do. So don't use your back work and various pulling exercises as grip work, because the small muscles will fail before the big muscles, and you're not going to be able to get out of the exercise what the intention was. So I hope that helps somebody out. If you have more questions, just send them along and I'll answer them the best I can. Talk to you again soon.